Good morning, councillors. Can we settle down, please? May we please settle down? Honorable councillors, please take your seats. Please. Yeah. Honorable councillors, may we begin our meeting, please? Councillors, please take your seats. Councillor Ndlovu. Honorable councillors, due notice was given of the special council meeting. We are a quorum and I therefore declare this meeting duly constituted. I trust that all councillors have signed the attendance register for this meeting. Kindly note that it is of critical importance that you sign the attendance register. If you do not sign the attendance register, you will be marked as absent from this meeting in the minutes. May we now begin with our special council meeting by observing A moment of silence and prayer or meditation, please. Thank you. Your Worship, the Executive Mayor, the Deputy Executive Mayor, Honorable Chief Kekan and his entourage, Honorable Chief Mahlangu and his entourage, members of the Mayoral Committee, leader of the Executive Business, Chief Whip of Council, Chair of Chairs, Chairpersons of Section 79 committees, leaders of all political parties represented in Council, Honorable Councillors, officials, members of the media, esteemed City Tshwane residents, and the public. A hearty welcome to all of you to the City of Tshwane Budget Speech 2025-2026. Honorable Councillors, the purpose of this meeting, special council meeting today, is to allow the MMC of Finance to deliver the budget speech covering budget principles and priorities for the 2025-2026 financial year. Honorable Councillors, kindly note that I have allowed Mr. Anderson Wabara to be present in Council Chamber, who is controlling the teleprompt system for purpose of assisting the MMC in his speech. Application for leave of absence. Please be informed that all councillors' leave of absence from this meeting, as approved by the Chief Whip of Council, will be submitted to the Office of the Speaker directly for capturing in the minutes. Official notice. Honorable Councillors, casual vacancies has occurred in Council as a result of the resignation of Alderman C.M. van den Haver, the DA Councillor for Ward 44, with effect from the 1st of May 2025, and the seizing of office of Councillor N. Mtagati, Ward 98, with effect from 25th April 2025, respectively. Honorable Councillors, in accordance with Section 25(3) of the Local Government Municipal Structures Act, 1998, Act 117 of 1998, the City Manager, after consulting with the Independent Electoral Commission, must by notice in the local newspaper call and set a date for by-elections, which must be held within 90 days of the date on which the vacancy in this ward occurred. Unopposed, proposed by the Speaker, and others proposed, allowed by the Speaker, there are none. Honorable Councillors, I will now call on the MMC of Finance to deliver the budget speech for the medium-term revenue and expenditure framework of the 2025-2026 financial year. MMC Modise.
Thank you, Speaker, and good morning to yourself. I'm standing here as a proud resident of Tshwane after the winning team, Sundowns, have taken over once more. Gabrielo! We are Tshwane, Sundowns is Tshwane. Thank you very much, Speaker. Calm down, Comrade Fosi. You'll be accommodated in the speech. Honorable Speaker, the Executive Mayor, Dr. Nasipi Moya, members of the Mayoral Committee, Chief Whip of Council, Chair of Chairs, Chief Matangu and his entourage, Honorable Chief Tekana and his entourage, councillors, chairpersons of Section 79, leaders of political parties here, the Deputy President of Economic Freedom Fighters, Godris Gari, EFF Gauteng Provincial Chairperson, Nkululeko Dunga, Action SA President Ntate Hemen Mashaba, Action SA Gauteng Chairperson Ntate Funzi Ngobeni, Action SA Provincial Secretary House Evelyn Mondlana, the former City Manager of Kungwini and former MMC of Tshwane, Awud Lolo Ritseho, member of the Provincial Task Team, Aus Doli Letwaba, city officials, members of the media, and the most important guest, the residents of Tshwane. On the 10th of April 2025, the Executive Mayor of the City of Tshwane delivered an administration State of the Capital address. In doing so, the administration set out bold, inclusive vision of the future of South Africa's capital on behalf of the multi-party. The draft budget is aimed at addressing the challenges faced by disadvantaged communities while also ensuring the continued maintenance of service delivery to the privileged communities. Mr. Speaker, National Treasury have formally endorsed our budget as credible and fully funded. I want to repeat and underscore this significant milestone. The National Treasury have formally endorsed our budget as credible and fully funded. This milestone would have not been possible without our coalition partners. Honorable Speaker, it is immense gratitude that I pay tribute to those who made it up in this multi-party coalition, namely the African National Congress, Economic Freedom Fighters, Action SA, AIC, DOP, PA El Baizani, ATM, PEC of Azania, and the Good Party. Coalitions are not always easy, but we have managed to be level-headed and prevailed and has led us to where we are today. This is not only a moment of being proud, but a clear indication of our commitment to responsible governance and sound financial planning in the service of the residents of our proud city. Today's budget speech seeks to give effect to the mandate as articulated during the State of the Capital address. It translates our vision into action, outlining how we intend to meet the urgent needs of our residents while building a stronger, more sustainable city. A budget is more than a financial document. It is a statement of intent and an reflection of our priorities. It lays bare the choices to be made in balancing service delivery, infrastructure development, and social upliftment, while safeguarding our financial stability. Honourable Speaker, we are pleased to report today's budget has been crafted with diverse needs of our residents at its core. The Integrated Development Plan and draft budget are jointly pro-poor and service delivery oriented. We remain steadfast in our commitment to being a government that serves all the people of Tshwane, one that upholds fairness, equity, inclusivity, and accountability. This budget reflects our clear strategic priorities, which are grounded on the realities of the city and the aspirations of our people. This budget is a turning point. It is a commitment to do more, to do better, and serve all our residents with integrity. We are proud to work of the work that was brought us to this far, and we are ready to build the Tshwane that our people deserves. This draft budget was conceived with 6 strategic priorities of the coalition government, and they are as follows: financial stability and revenue enhancement, which is the pulse of this institution. Number 2, economic revitalization and investment attraction. Number 3, infrastructure development and service delivery. Number 4, a safe and clean city. Number 5, social services and community well-being. Number 6, strengthening governance and customer care. I would like to reflect on this draft under each of these priorities and how we plan to build on the foundation we have laid and give effect to the administration state of the capital. Speaker, let me start by taking you through what we mean by fully funded budget. Perhaps it's important. On the 24th of March 2025, this government tabled a credible, fully funded draft budget to council for public consultation. A fully funded budget is an essential to securing the city's financial stability and ensuring that service delivery remains consistent and reliable. Appreciating the financial constraints experienced by the city in recent history, it is important to note that the draft budget is not a panacea. It represents the humble beginnings of a city on meant and tough decisions had to be made in order to address our most pressing service delivery needs. These hard choices started with the adjustment budget in February 2025. When approaching the adjustment budget, it was important of this multi-party administration to set the criteria on how changes to the budget will be made in service to the Tshwane and her people. When considering revisions on this medium-term expenditure, the administration appreciated that the city was cash-strapped and as a result had very little room to make big changes. It is within that context that the city prioritized the following: reducing the deficit, taking progressive steps to realizing a fully funded budget. On revenue adjustment, total revenue has increased by 777.5 million rands, which is a 2% hike. Water services charges increased by 160.5 million rands due to improved billing and revenue collection. Interest earned from receivable surges by 437 million rands, which is 33% due to strengthened credit control measures. Property rates increased by 64.9 million rands, reflecting a stable tax base. However, Speaker, fines, penalties, forfeits declined by 71 million rands, which requires a new review of enforcement strategies. On expenditure adjustment, while expenditure increased by 704 million rands, our focus remains on resources efficiency with specific reference to the following. Employee-related costs decreased by 346.5 million rands due to cost containment measures. Debt impairment increased by 1.4 billion to manage non-performing debts. Depreciation and amortization costs reduced by 834 million rands through optimized asset management. This draft budget for 2025-26 financial year is structured as follows. The capital budget, 2.4 billion rands. Operational budget, 52.2 billion rands. Now we're moving on how to speak about the grant funding. The total grant allocation for 2025-26 financial year amount to 7.4 billion rands, which comprise of 5.5 billion rands for operational grants, 2 billion rands for infrastructure, 152 million rands through the newly introduced Urban Development Financing Grant. Moving to funding sources for capital budget. 2 billion in capital grants, 430.3 million rands in internally generated revenue and public contributions. It is important to note that this budget has been fully funded without relying on borrowing. This deserves repetition. This budget is without relying on borrowing. Aguda Mashodi Isala. While no borrowing is planned for the 25-26 financial year, this may be reconsidered in future years, subject to the capital financial recovery and improved credit ratings. Honorable Speaker, let me move to the tariff structure that forms part of this budget. Alongside our efforts to table a fully funded budget, we have prioritized keeping rates and tariffs as fair and affordable as possible, ensuring that residents are not burdened with these unreasonable increases. This proposed administration adjustments are as follows. Electricity, 10.1, kept below 11.32 of bulk tariffs from Eskom. Water, 13%, also lower than the rent water, 15.13% increase. Sanitation at 6%, refuse removal, 4.6%. Owing to the above increases, this administration made a decision to reduce property rates by -4% to cushion the impact of increased property valuation under the new general valuation rule. The city cleansing levy, a fixed charge of 194 rands per month for households using private refuse collection, aimed at improving urban cleanliness and waste management. Mr. Speaker, it is important that we underscore this. Much has been made of this proposed cleansing levy. It must be noted that this levy is not new nor unique to Tshwane. A cleansing levy was introduced some years ago and was duly taken on judicial review in order for its implementation to be regularized. That process has been concluded, and we believe its proper introduction is necessary to ensure that we manage our waste collection and landfill sites that are used by ordinary residents, business, and private actors. On behalf of the coalition government, I want to thank the residents of Tshwane who have regularly paid their bills and those who have taken up the debt relief incentive scheme offer. We have already reduced the city's debtors book by 14.27% as at March 2025. Alongside this and all that I have mentioned thus far, we have worked with discipline and determination to improve our financial standing. We have improved our payments to service providers to within 30 days, rescued the city from 4.7 billion smart meter tax burden, reduced our ESCOM debt by over 1.1 billion rands, improved our cash ratio from 1 to 0.5 to 1 to 0.1,13. The operating surplus is 1.3 billion rands. Cost coverage for period ending March 2025 is 0.5 months, meaning 15 days. Further to this, Honourable Speaker, Moody have revised Tshwane credit profile rate to a stable outlook which reflects the city's capacity to contain excessive operating costs and manage financial performance. Key considerations that underpin this credit profile, including fully funded draft budget, capacity to provide for infrastructure needs, particularly in addressing the maintenance of water and electricity assets and equipment to render quality services. Splendidly, the Global Credit Rating, GCR, agency have affirmed the City of Tshwane long-term rating, CCC, in brackets ZA, and more importantly, revised our outlook from negative to positive. This represents a significant milestone. Within this, Mr. Speaker, we can confidently assert that the city finances are in stable shape. As we migrate to economic revitalization and investment attraction, Speaker, Tshwane economic growth has slowed from high of 6% in 2011 down to just 0.3 in the years before. Last year, the national growth was just 0.8% and Gauteng was 1.3. According to Stats SA, Speaker, Tshwane unemployment rate sits at more than 33%. And of that, unfortunately, the big chunk is youth. It must be noted that stimulating economic growth is not the sole function of any one department, but a collaboration between all entities of the city. To continue the work to address this, the 2025-26 budget proposes an allocation of a whopping 740 million rands to the Department of Economic Development and Spatial Planning. This allocation will help support the new application processing, VIP business line, continued support for SMMEs, youth-owned enterprise, people with disabilities, and women, and other cooperatives. Additionally, the city has approved the Tshwane economic revitalization strategy, which is a blueprint for our long-term economic growth, which in part seeks to attract 17 billion rands in new investments, an estimated 80,000 jobs will be added to the economy from 2025 to 2029 due to the implementation of the strategy. The city is estimated to spend roughly 225,000 per job created, and this should result in 522,000 added to the economy per job. To achieve this, Speaker, this growth and employment targets we will leverage on our strategic assets. The Vulnerable Airport, which have been underutilized, will be fully functional and generate income. Fani Events Center, which is now a criminal empire and a white elephant, will be utilized optimally. Fani Fresh Produce will go back to its wonderful days and be profitable. Pretoria West Power Station will generate energy from waste. Rooiwal Power Station will give the city energy we need for investment and reliable supply of energy to our customers. Bona Court Quarry have resurfaced from the depth. Now is supplying us with quality hot asphalt. The city resorts, nature reserves, and heritage sites will be fully functional and accessible to all the people, and this will attract tourism. City properties and strategic land parcels are going to be sweated to generate income. Revenue generated from these assets will augment our service delivery efforts and assist us in achieving our economic growth target of 3.9 by 2029. It is again important to note that SMMEs and big businesses cannot absorb all our unemployment. That is why we continue to invest 49.2 million rands to create targeted 11,034 EPWP work opportunities. 76 million rand allocation for public employment program. Speaker, as we move to the third priority, which is infrastructure development and service delivery, on energy and electricity, reliable and safe infrastructure is an enabler to achieve our economic growth targets. Business, both large and small, must have confidence in the city's ability to deliver quality and consistent services. This budget seeks to develop a culture of maintenance of its assets, and in doing so, we have allocated 1.4 billion rand for repairs and maintenance. This is to ensure that we break the cycle of letting our infrastructure to decay. Supported by a proposed allocation of 21 billion rand towards the energy and electricity department, we will begin to turn the tide on unreliable electricity supply, as we have demonstrated with the completion of renovations at IA substation in Soshanguve. After a long 5 years without reliable electricity, this historically underserved community will now begin to benefit from our coalition government's commitment to equitable service delivery across the city. The Energy and Electricity Department is implementing targeted infrastructure projects across the city. I will now share with the residents some of the initiatives that they can expect in their respective communities. In Region 1, supported by a budget allocation of 27.42 million rand, Soshanguve IA substation refurbishment, JJ power line, Soshanguve W substation. Let's move to Region 2. A budget of 23 million rand is allocated to pyramid and street lighting. Let's move to Region 3. A budgeted 46.82 million rand as follows. Kraaifontein, Solsville, those are the formerly disadvantaged communities. And we're going to focus there, whether there's hay or ha. As we move to Region 4, the allocated budget is 112.26 million rands. The Eldorain substation, Lolandia, RTU and fiber installation, the high mast lighting, Cornwall substation, Olivon Hall, Old Bosch and Northwest. As we move to Region 5, the most neglected area, Region 5, we have allocated 202.88 million rands. Strengthening the overhead network of Bavian and Onverwacht. Public lighting enhancement. And the Pinas Port electrification. We are moving to Region 6. The Mooikloof and Vapadrand power station refurbishment. The Watunyala construction and Fort Corridor restoration. The Nelmafias, they deserve service as well. Informal zones, electrification, public lighting and cable works. As we migrate to Region 7, Zitobeni is going to be prioritized with a formal grid connection and public lighting. As we move to water, we move to water department. The same energy that we have invested in electricity will be on water. We have already started work, actually it's completed in Promospruit as we speak. Ikageng people are now getting clean water like other areas. Perhaps it's important that we underscore the unfair treatment which our people in Ikageng were subjected to for more than 5 years. While videos were running all over the city.
Councillors, please.
We are done with Promospruit. It's a fact. Some key water and sanitation projects that will be prioritized in the year are Rooiwal Water Treatment Plant, the phase 1, 150 is allocated. Temba and Babelehi, 26 million rands. Kangala toilet reticulation, 3 million rands. Mamelodi bulk and reticulation and sanitation, 45 million rands. Promospruit again, water treatment plant refurbishment, 25 million rands. Kangala, Lebonakebatu, 15 million rands. Sunderland Reach, 11 million rands. So this allocation will also give effect to the city's water turnaround strategy, which will be in part mitigate our over-reliance on rainwater. Now we're moving to the lifeblood of the institution, roads and transport. As such, it needs to be regularly upgraded and maintained. To achieve this, roads and transport departments have been allocated significant amount of this budget to ensure that our roads are proper and friendly. On this allocation, 522 million is dedicated to RA, which enables the subsidizing of reliable and safe public transport, which we encourage all of our residents to use, including you, councillors. We will also be embarking on a war on potholes that we will be able by our Bonaccord quality hot asphalt. The work is underway and is visible and is crystal clear. Additionally, I would like to highlight the planned upgrade of Halsfontein Road in Region 6, thanks to the partnership with Gauteng Provincial Government, which will be extended to a 4-lane carriageway. This partnership will boost local development and provide job opportunities for residents. This administration is also pursuing the expansion of Line 2B and Line 2C along Lanewood Road as part of our integrated rapid public transport network. This has been enabled by bus operating company agreement called BOCA, signed with affected taxi operators in Tshwane. For the past 12 years, this agreement marks a major milestone towards modernizing public transport and expanding services to the communities of Mamelodi and Atteridgeville. On the public of human settlement, migration of urban centers is a phenomenon that many cities across the world have to grapple with. Tshwane is no different. Addressing Tshwane housing needs remains a priority for this administration. These needs are as follows. We've got 43,000 beds for students needed here. 93,092 first-time house finance units. 110,498 social housing units. 83,926 rental units. To address this needs, Housing Company Tshwane has been allocated 42.2 million rent subsidy and 1,200 rental units to improve access to more housing opportunity closer to places of economic activities. To date, the flagship project like Townlands, which is now fully tenanted, has already made a positive impact for 300 families. Tshwane, being a key player in South African economy, have the consequence attracting people from across the country.
Councillors, can we not do this, please? Can we allow the MMC? Can we allow the MMC to deliver the speech? Councillors, please. Councillor Masha, please. Can we allow the MMC to continue with the speech, please? Thank you. Please continue, MMC.
Tshwane, being a key player in the South African economy, has consequence of attracting people from across the country looking for better opportunities. A consequence of this is that Tshwane now has 502 informal settlements. An unfortunate situation. This often leads to people erecting unsafe dwellings on the peripheries of the city where there is often no bulk infrastructure to service their needs. To assist in improving dignified living spaces for these residents, we have allocated 98 million rands for the formalization of informal settlements. Speaker, allow me to go to priority number 4, which is safe and clean city. Residents and business want a city that is clean, safe, and attract investment. To achieve a safe city, we have allocated a whopping 5.3 billion rands for both emergency services and Tshwane Metro Police Department. This funding will assist in the enforcement of cities' integrated bylaw enforcement, IBEC. We have to date been able to issue over 5,000 fines, including for non-compliant spaza shops, and impounded over 3,000 vehicles and made arrests. The safety of the city's residents will be greatly improved by cooperative agreement which the SAPS and Gauteng Government of Community Safety. We are now reaping the rewards of entering into this partnership. The metro cities of Gauteng have also entered into a cooperative agreement to share and pool resources. So where we are, we can at any given time request City of Joburg to assist us with their metropolis. We can assist, we can request Ekurhuleni to come and assist us. So we are appreciating the
councillors. Councillors. Can you stop what you're doing? Can you allow the MMC to speak? Can you allow the MMC to speak? It's the MMC that is standing here delivering a speech. Thank you very much. Over to you, MMC.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Let me underscore this because the beneficiaries are the residents of this city. The intention is sole and one to protect the residents of the city. That is why the intergovernmental relationship has improved. We are saying this without bluffing or mincing our words. We can tap into the pool of Joburg Metro Police and Ekurhuleni at any given time to come and help us with operation in Tshwane. Part of maintaining a safe city requires the protection of its assets to ensure the reliable provision of services. At present, the assets of the city are unprotected, and this is given by the report of the insurances. To address this, the city is pursuing a consolidated asset protection strategy that includes both physical and advanced technological solutions. This plan will make use of modern technologies, motion detectors, and other smart tools to enhance the work of safety in the city. We have accordingly budgeted 565.4 million for the protection of our municipal assets. They augment our crime-fighting efforts. The city has committed of recruiting 200 more officers to join TMPD. The last time we recruited, it was in 2013. Imagine the growth of this city exponentially from 2 million to 4 million, but we don't invest in security. We have also provided our officers with 50 new vehicles to ensure that they can do their work. Of the 5.5 billion budget envelope for this sector, the city has allocated 1.7 billion to emergency services department, who risk their lives to keep residents safe in the most trying circumstances. The city's medium-term ambition is to renovate 21 of its emergency facilities to the value of 20 million rands. However, in this financial year, the city has prioritized the following facilities for renovation, Speaker, which is Harankua Satellite Station, Kalinen Satellite Station, and Soshanguve Satellite Station. This update will ensure that our emergency response is faster, more reliable, and closer to the communities that need it. A clean city reflects dignity, health, and pride in where we reside. A clean city is not the sole responsibility of government, but we all have collective responsibility to ensure that our city remains clean. We as a city are taking steps to improve waste management and address illegal dumping. To date, the city has carried out overall more than 1,000 cleaning operations. In the coming financial year, we intended to intensify our pursuit of clean city by investing 613 million rand to tackle illegal dumping and household refuse removal. Furthermore, we aim to provide waste containers across the city to the value of 7 million rands. Speaker, we are moving now to social services and community well-being. Indeed, Tshwane is the home to residents who face many social ills, which includes unemployment, poverty, and limited access to service delivery. As a caring government, we have ensured that we provide a safe net for our most vulnerable residents. For the year 25-26 financial year, the indigent threshold has been revised upwards, and from 150,000 to 250,000 under the new general valuation rule. This change will all the city to extend its support to approximately 180,000 that fall within this threshold. Most notably, the support package includes, Speaker, 100% property rates rebates, 12 kiloliters of free water, 100 kilowatts hours of free electricity, free sanitation and waste removal. The total value of this social package is projected at 2.9 billion for the 25-26 financial year, underscoring the city's commitment to affordability, equity, and inclusivity. As part of our commitment to expanding access to primary health care, our residents' council have approved the pilot extension of clinic hours, which will be commencing at Olivenbosch, Lewanagewatu. This will cost the city 3 million rands. Further to this, our administration, a caring one for that matter, has allocated the following: 2.8 million for early childhood development centers, 5.9 million for the food bank, 30 million to address substance abuse, 20.6 million in the fight against HIV and AIDS. Speaker, we are moving to the last, which is the priority 6, strengthening government and customer care. Honourable Speaker, strong institutions are the foundation of an effective government. That is why this administration is committed to building a capable, guided by sound financial management, digital transformation, and a people-oriented approach to service delivery. Let me begin with financial management and oversight, Speaker. In support of our drive for better governance, this budget allocates additional resources to group audit and risk, where 36 million has been set aside for forensic investigation in the fight against corruption and maladministration. The investment will support the implementation of audit outcome, remedial action plan, and help address the concern raised by the AG. Crucially, this budget includes funding to conduct a pre-audit ahead of the ex-audit cycle. We are readying ourselves for a clean audit. The city has committed 15 million rands to identify risks early and improve the quality of our financial reporting. We are clear in our ambition to achieve an unqualified audit in the next financial year. We are clear, not only ambitious and determined to ensure that we get unqualified audit outcome. The work to achieve this clean audit has already begun, evidenced by 17.7 billion rand of unauthorized, irregular, fruitless, and wasteful expenditure investigation completed, compared to the mere 1.2 billion in the previous year. I don't know who was leading there, but I know it's last year. My memory serves me well, it's last year. This has positioned the city to comply with commitment made to Auditor General and National Treasury in respect of reducing historic UIFW's balances. Honorable Speaker, we are also working to build an effective and professional public service. A key part of this is strengthening internal capacity. For too long, the city has raised on outsourced service providers and external contractors to perform critical functions. This has undermined institutional stability and led to unnecessary costs. We are now shifting to a model that builds internal capacity, which includes accelerating the filling of critical vacancies, reducing reliance on contractors, investing in long-time skills development, finalizing the insourcing of frontline workers such as security guards and cleaners, expanding the city-owned fleet to reduce leasing, which means we will have our own water tankers and refuse removals. Improving customer care also means rethinking how we deliver services at ground level. Friendly, professional frontline staff are the face of the city, and their presence in well-equipped customer services centers is essential to restoring public confidence and ensuring every resident feels heard, respected, and assisted. To give effect to this objective, the city is reconfiguring its walk-in service model. Centers will now be classified as mega, satellite, or mobile-based on regional needs and capacity. This ensures broader access and a more consistent experience for all residents. We are pleased to confirm the operating of a new satellite customer services in Zitubeni, which will bring services closer to the people. This is one of the areas which were neglected for almost 8 years. To support this work, 304 million rand have been allocated to the Customer Relations Department. This funding will support the upgrade of our virtual contact center, including the rollout of Snitch contact center system, which will enhance response teams, times, and improve the quality of engagement with residents. Honorable Speaker, modern cities must embrace technology. This is why the city is investing in the digitization of key services platforms, which includes a revamped eTshwane mobile app to simplify billing, service queries, and information access. A dedicated VIP portal for large customers and strategic partners. The transition to a fully online municipal document storage system to modernize records and improve internal efficiency. We are also expanding our outbound contact center functions, including the launch of a new I Want to Report feature. This will allow residents to report issues directly, helping us to respond faster and keep the lines of communication open. Honorable Speaker, these inventions marks a turning point in how this city is governed. With stronger internal capacity, improved audit performance, smarter systems, and a modern customer service experience, we are building a more accountable, responsive, and capable city. We are a government that listens and responds appropriately. A government that acts, and a government that puts the people of Tshwane at first. I thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Councillors. Please be seated. Honorable Councillors, please note that as pre-scheduled, a special council meeting will be held on Thursday, on 29th May 2025 at 10 o'clock to firstly debate the budget speech and secondly to approve the IDP and NENTREV for the city of Tshwane. Honorable Councillors, it is for sound practical reason and as I custom that the budgetary reports, IDP and NENTREV are only distributed, loaded on the SharePoint calendar after the MMC for Finance has delivered his budget speech. Honorable Councillors, let me thank the MMC for Finance for the budget speech for 2025-2026 financial year. Please note that the budget speech will now be distributed to all councillors via SharePoint. Honorable Councillors, I wish to thank you for your attendance of this special council meeting. The meeting now is concluded and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.